The Seattle Seahawks just won the Super Bowl, but somehow the team walking into this season may be even harder to deal with. The offense has a new voice calling the plays. Sam Darnold is coming back with more control, and Jackson Smith-Njigba is no longer just a rising star. He is now the main weapon defenses must build their entire week around. Cooper Kupp still gives this offense a calm veteran presence. A.J. Barner has become a real problem in the middle of the field, and Rashid Shaheed may be used in ways Seattle has not even shown yet. The champs did not spend the offseason protecting memories. They spent it building the next version. But that is only half of what makes this team dangerous. Seattle lost the man who carried the ball on the biggest night of the year, and instead of chasing one clear replacement, they built a backfield filled with different answers. One runner brings speed, another brings power, and another is still fighting his way back from injury. At the same time, the defense that controlled the league is getting younger without losing the players who made it great. There is already a rookie in the secondary, forcing the coaches to look twice, but Seattle is not rushing him into the spotlight. That is what makes this feel different. The young players are not being asked to save the team. They are being added to a team that already knows how to win. And here is the part that should worry the rest of the NFC. Seattle did not make one huge move that grabs every headline. They made several quiet changes that could make the whole roster harder to read. The offense can attack with speed, size, motion, and a deeper running back group. The defense can rotate fresh bodies, move defensive backs into different roles, and hide pressure until the snap. Still, everything depends on one man handling the biggest change without letting the offense lose its rhythm. Sam Darnold finally found the right system last season. Now he has a new play caller, new pressure, and a championship target on his back. The next question is simple. Can Seattle change the offense without changing the quarterback who made it work? A new play caller can break a good quarterback faster than any defender, and that is the danger facing the Seattle Seahawks. Brian Fleury has taken control of the offense after Clint Kubiak left for Las Vegas, but this is not a full reset. Fleury knows the same core ideas that helped Seattle control games last season. The language may change, yet the reads, movement, and timing should still feel familiar to Sam Darnold. That matters because Darnold played his best football when he stopped trying to rescue every snap. Seattle gave him clear answers, a strong run threat, and safe chances to attack when defenses moved too close. Now Fleury must keep that balance while asking the quarterback to own more at the line. Darnold has praised his command, but camp praise means little once pressure arrives. One wrong check can kill a drive. One calm decision can turn a broken look into 6 points. The real test is not whether Darnold can learn another playbook. He has done that too many times. The test is whether this offense can grow without pulling him back into the habits that once made his career feel unstable. Fleury wants the same foundation, but he also wants more answers before the snap, and more freedom after it. That puts trust at the center of everything. And the first place that trust will be tested is behind the quarterback, where Seattle must replace the runner who owned the biggest night in franchise history. Seattle made its coldest decision only weeks after lifting the trophy. Kenneth Walker III had just delivered 135 rushing yards against New England and earned Super Bowl Most Valuable Player, yet the Seahawks allowed him to sign with Kansas City. That choice was not a lack of respect. It was a clear statement about cost, risk, and how John Schneider believes a modern backfield should be built. The timing became harder when Zach Charbonnet tore his knee ligament during the playoff run. His recovery has no firm public finish date, so Seattle could not wait and hope. The answer came with rookie Jadarian Price, the final pick of the first round. Price brings sudden speed and can turn a small opening into a major gain. But the job will demand more than running. He must protect Sam Darnold, catch cleanly, and stay trusted when the game becomes tight. That is why Emmanuel Wilson and George Holani matter more than their names suggest. Wilson arrives with real NFL carries and the strength to finish through contact. Holani earned respect when injuries pushed him into the postseason rotation. Neither man needs to copy Walker. Together, they need to keep Seattle out of bad downs and give Fleury choices based on the moment. This battle may change every week, and Charbonnet can alter it again when he returns. But before any runner gets comfortable, he must survive practice against the deepest and most violent group on Seattle's roster. The Seattle defense did not win the championship with one great night. It spent the season making offenses feel trapped, then saved its hardest hit for New England. The front produced 6 sacks and 3 forced turnovers in the Super Bowl, and the pressure came from everywhere. Drake May could not settle because every protection answer created a new problem. That same pressure unit returns with more bodies. Everything begins with Leonard Williams, whose power inside changes where an offense can run and how long a quarterback can wait. Beside him, Byron Murphy II is entering his 3rd season with the chance to turn flashes into steady control. Jaron Reed gives the middle experience, while DeMarcus Lawrence, Uchenna Nwosu, and Derek Hall can strike from different edges. Hall is now signed through 2029, a reward for growth that Seattle believes is still far from finished. The hidden advantage is what happens when the starters need air. Riley Mills is healthy after fighting back from a serious knee injury, and veteran Dante Fowler Jr. adds another proven pass rusher to the rotation. Mike Macdonald does not need every defender to play 60 snaps. He needs each one to bring speed, force, and effort for the snaps he gets. That keeps the front dangerous late, when tired offensive lines begin making choices. Yet the pressure becomes even harder to read when the secondary can change jobs without warning, and one young safety is already pushing for that real trust. Watch Bud Clark, because the rookie is already moving faster than the normal learning curve. The Seahawks selected him in the 2nd round after a career built on leadership, interceptions, and playing several positions. Early in camp, he has taken first-team work and made plays on throws. That does not make him a starter yet. It makes the competition impossible to ignore. Clark fits because Mike Macdonald asks his defensive backs to think before they chase. A safety may begin deep, move toward the slot, then attack the line after the snap. Clark handled similar changes at TCU, and his comfort around the ball gives Seattle another defender who can punish a late throw. Veteran Julian Love remains the steady voice beside him, while Devin Witherspoon can move across the formation and turn a coverage into something a quarterback did not expect. The room gets more interesting when Nick Emenwari returns from ankle surgery. He is entering his 2nd season, not his rookie year, and Seattle knows how much ground he can cover. 3rd-round rookie Julian Neal brings length and contact at corner, giving the coaches another option without forcing him into a role too soon. That is the key. Clark and Neal can earn responsibility instead of receiving it through panic. Seattle has veterans ahead of them, time to teach them, and a scheme built for their skills. They will need that depth, because the dangerous rivals Seattle beat in January spent the spring building direct answers. Seattle owns the trophy, but the NFC West is treating that trophy like an invitation to attack. The Seahawks crushed San Francisco in the divisional round, then barely survived Los Angeles in a close championship fight. Those wins settled last season. They did not settle the next one. The Rams and 49ers have spent months studying how Seattle won, where the openings appeared, and which players could close the distance. Los Angeles made the loudest answer. The Rams traded for Trent McDuffie, paid him like the top corner in football, then added Myles Garrett to a front that already creates pressure. Jalen Watson gives their secondary another experienced cover man. None of those moves guarantees revenge, but together, they explain why betting markets have placed the Rams ahead of the defending champions. Sean McVay now has a defense built to challenge Seattle's timing, protection, and outside speed. San Francisco cannot be dismissed either. Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan know this rivalry, and their offense understands many of the ideas Brian Fleury brought from that building. That familiarity turns every meeting into a test of small details. Even Arizona can make the race uncomfortable if its young talent rises quickly. Seattle has proof. Los Angeles has new star power, and San Francisco has knowledge of the system. The division may be the hardest road in the conference, yet Seattle kept one player who can erase planning with a single touch, and his value may reach far beyond special teams. Rashid Shaheed can change a game before one offensive snap, and Seattle learned that. His opening kickoff against San Francisco became a 95-yard touchdown that broke the tension. During the season, he scored on kickoffs and punts, forcing opponents to think about field position every time they gave the ball away. That threat alone earned him a valuable place in Seattle's plans. But Brian Fleury may see something larger than a return specialist. With a full offseason, Seattle can move Shaheed outside, bring him through the formation, or place him near the backfield. Reports have compared the idea to how San Francisco used Deebo Samuel Sr., But that does not mean copying the system. Shaheed has natural speed, balance, and feel for open space. The goal is to make defenders reveal their intentions while trying to follow him. This role can help everyone without giving Shaheed 20 touches. A safety who moves toward him may leave room elsewhere. A linebacker who widens with motion may open a running lane. A corner who fears the deep ball may give away an easy catch. That is how one player creates offense without appearing in every box score. Seattle already knows Shaheed can flip special teams. Now it wants to learn whether he can bend a defense before the ball moves. If that answer is yes, the question becomes much bigger than his role. It becomes whether any weakness on this whole roster is strong enough to stop a repeat. Seattle's repeat depends on decisions that cannot wait. John Schneider has already secured Jackson Smith-Njigba and Derek Hall, while Devin Witherspoon is under contract through 2027. Deciding on Leonard Williams matters because he anchors the defense. Seattle carries very little dead money, giving the front office room to act if camp exposes a real weakness or another player becomes available. Money, however, cannot solve the questions. Brian Fleury must keep Sam Darnold from forcing throws when games become tight. Jadarian Price must earn trust beyond his speed. Bud Clark and Julian Neal must grow without damaging the communication of the secondary. The veterans must stay fresh through a schedule built to test the champion every week. None of those concerns make Seattle weak. They simply show how thin the space is between another parade and an early playoff exit. That is why this team feels more dangerous than comfortable. Seattle knows exactly what won the title, but it knows standing still is the fastest way to lose its edge. The Seahawks have kept their leaders, protected their financial freedom, and created battles across the roster. The Rams may lead the odds. The 49ers may know the system. Neither fact removes what Seattle proved under pressure. The champions enter this season with answers, but not certainty, and that tension will define everything. So choose the issue that decides the repeat. Is it Darnold, the new backfield, the young secondary, or the health of the defensive front?